So it's the next weekend. Got a few parts. We have the starter. I'm trying to see if I get this thing started tomorrow. It should be a Sunday. So I'm just gonna start bolting everything up. Hopefully everything works as it should. So, I thought this was an automatic starter at first, but I ordered a manual one. So I'm gonna and I don't have a old unit to double check. So I'm just gonna try it. And if anything funny happens, then I'll return it. So this is the one I'm going to be using. This is just to put it on to test it, because I have the tune more or less set up for this setup. Eventually I'll switch over to the full skunk to ultra manifold, but for right now, at least for the first startup, I'm just going to throw the factory stuff on, so at least I can run that, and quote unquote the tune won't be too off, because it should be the same compression ratio and everything. So right now we've got a majority of the stuff in. The thermostat is on. The harness is bolted up. Granted, this is temporary because I have to get the tracked stuff, swirl pot and thermostat delete set up. But more or less, that should be it. I'm trying to get a placement for the turbo so I can do the drain, and hopefully I can start this thing up relatively soon. But also I want to place the radiator here to make sure I have room for it. So I'm going to start doing a little time lapse, put this together, and see how far I get. So we kind of have the placement of it, so I'm going to install the other half of the turbo to see how everything sits, and hopefully bolt it up, everything, I have enough room. Then I can start mocking up the radiator. So now we're on to the good stuff. The turbo is mocked up. I just gotta get a new fitting for this. So this one's a little closer to the wastegate and all that, so I'm gonna have to move that. The wastegate should be right here, and I have to get a straight or maybe 45 something fitted for that one. And now I'm just gonna see where I could have this radiator fits. This is the water to air intercooler, or however you want to call it. Looks like I'm about to make some room to cut right there and over there a little bit so I can slide it over. So more or less that's how the heat exchanger is. I think I'm gonna mess around with the rat support a little bit, see if I can show you. And so it's right here, but it's up. There's a whole space right here, so it's touching on the ends right here. So I think I might have to easily just cut all this out. I can see a little flush. I can show you. And just this little lip right here that sticks up, you beat it all the way flat or cut the whole thing out and stitch weld it back together. Cut up all of here, just stitch weld everything, and then hopefully that should make it sit close enough where I want it to be. But for right now, this is good enough to give me an idea if this will fit. This is how it looks right now. It looks like everything should clear. Like I said, I'm gonna go mess with the rat support right now, but once I clock the turbo down a little bit or move it or whatever, put an elbow on it, it should work. I gotta move this over a little bit. And yeah, just get a little hose run off. Yeah. I think we got game plan, guys. I think this will work. So now I'm just gonna adjust this so I can mount this firmly secure first, and then I'll come back with whatever else is needed. So I cut off a little section right here, opened it up, and I flattened out this portion. So now it sits a lot better. So I could probably just figure out some kind of mounting solution, but more or less it's it's where I want it to be. It's not the prettiest, but that's why once I get the car painted, this is removable, so I can just get another one, have them make it look pretty. But right now I'm just trying to get this thing running. But yeah, so put the bumper back on, and that should make it a little easier. So here's a better look at what it should look like. So it takes up a majority of the room. Yeah, I think that looks good. Just gotta find a way to mount it. Doesn't seem too hard. Should probably just make a bracket from right here to either here or over here where I had this one. Just making that bracket come down. Let's go over here. That should tie it in, or even just mount it together with the radiator. So I'm gonna see how that fits right now. So it'll fit. Just gotta figure out a way to mount it. But it looks like I could mount it to this, and I should be good. So it looks like I got enough room to either put a 90 to go that way with our intercooler pipe in. But yeah, I think I can make it work. So let's see if I can come up with something to mount this thing. Just a little quick bracket I whipped up. So it's mounting, it's holding everything together. Let's see. Go to the extras. So I'm just gonna put it on, see if it works. There we go, looks like it'll fit. Just gonna slide it over a little bit. So I have to cut this part right here. So I can slide it over a bit. And right now, this fits, but can't, the breathing nipple can't connect to anything because it's in the wall. So it's mounted. It looks decent. It's fixed. I mount at the bottom. I still have to do 2 more brackets to hold this to either the radiator or the little shroud that goes here. That piece. Find something to hold it. But I think I have enough room and clearance to play around with the exhaust and everything else. So that's kind of the reason why I wanted that mocked up now, so I can start running everything else and see what works or what doesn't. These are going to be 20 AN, so I have to get these welded up. But in the meantime, I still just want to run, see what I could do, and just see if anything fits. Because I'm going to try to start it tomorrow.